Yeah, man, it's the one only DJ Chase. You know it is, man. The pregame part of this podcast right here on WDJC DJ Chase Radio, DJChaseRadio.com, DJChase.net, Audible, and 105.7 of Phase in Atlanta. But enough for all that, man. We got the CEO, the super artist, entrepreneur, the boss man, the boss Don, Next Level DJ Coalition. My guy Nox was popping.
Man, what's good, my guy? It's good to see you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm chilling, man. Just grinding 2023. You know, it's been I had a rough year last year, but I still made it work. So, you know, I'm here chilling, man. I can't complain.
I see you. Listen, I gotta say that you probably hands down the most active as far as email blasts.
Oh yeah.
The only people who come close is DJ Johnny O.
Yeah.
Because they do their conference calls, but it's not even. I mean, it's close, but it's you. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. I'm
emails out.
Yeah.
Constantly work. Every time I look up, it's a new mixtape, a new podcast, a new interview. So you know, really, that's next level. So
thank you. Nah, thank you for real. Like, it's crazy because even when I've been doing the email blast since like 2017, and no, 2015 actually, and nobody really kind of understood it. And I'm like, yo, because I went to school for marketing, so I know, like, all the trends of it and stuff like that. People focus so much on social media, and I'm like, no, you gotta have a mailing list. Like, your mailing list is your store. Like, that's the actual store.
Yeah, that's what this is. Jag behind me.
And Jag was popping.
I was just showing him. He said, "What's popping, Jag?" I was just showing him, right, because we did just an email blast basically about our battle that he had going on, and just him being in Atlanta. Like, we linked up with Cassidy, so we did an email blast, and I showed him as soon as I sent it. I opened up the receipts so he could see, and I think it was like within 30 seconds to a minute, it was opened by XXL and Source and Complex.
It makes you more professional. That's why. Yeah, it makes you more like people don't underestimate. Like, Walmart sends you email blasts. Like, the real businesses send email blasts. They don't advertise on social media. They send real email blasts. So
that's how I got several different email blasts set up. Like, I got, one that's for my radio promotion company, strictly, right? That all it is BDS media-based radio stations. So when it comes time to leverage that, you know what I mean, we can shop it directly to the radio stations. We don't have to go through a bunch of middlemen or who.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm gonna drop some big game here. It's funny, right? But
that's what we're gonna get into. Yeah. So I want to get into your background. I want to get into your background.
I'm gonna drop this one real quick.
Let's go.
All right. So they say that you need $250,000 to get your shit on radio, to get it really, really played on radio.
I don't believe that.
I feel like, honestly, if you know the right people, you can get it done for free 99.
Yeah, well, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm gonna let you take.
No, this is good though, because you know how it goes. A lot of artists, they hit me up for different game, and, like, you know what I'm saying, and having somebody like you, they think, because I'm here in New York, so people don't respect nothing in New York. So I'm like, listen, I got the big dogs that ride with me. So, you know what I'm saying? But I want to get into your background a little bit. I want to talk about being from Wichita, Kansas, and how was it growing up in Wichita, Kansas to where you at now? Like, what made you want to get into hip hop from being from Wichita, Kansas?
So it's a little bit more complicated than that. I was born in Clinton, Oklahoma.
Gotcha.
My parents divorced when I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
And then I kind of started going back and forth. I moved out of my house when I was 14.
Wow.
So I was like fully independent, dropped out in 8th grade, like by myself when I was 14.
Yeah.
And it was Oklahoma, then it was North Carolina, then it was Virginia, then it was Arizona, and I lived in like a bunch of states. Then I moved to Wichita, Kansas. So I consider myself from Wichita. Gotcha. Because where I spent the majority of my adult years. But I didn't grow up in Wichita. I grew up kind of a little bit everywhere. And what caused me the music started with poetry, right? It started with when I was like a teenager. I used to just have to vent all the frustration, all the shit that was on like my shoulders, and so I used to just write poetry. You know what I'm saying? And then my brother and a bunch of his friends were having a cipher. So I was basically watching all of them rap, and I had just came into town. Like, I had come straight off the bus, and like they was having a cipher in the apartment complex, and I walked up to them and I started rapping, and because I could just see it was poetry in motion. That's all it was. It was the same thing as poetry. So as soon as I started freestyling, like everybody's mind was blown, because I automatically knew structure. I automatically knew punchlines and metaphors and similes and like, you know, what people consider to be bars as a rapper, right? I had already developed that before I ever even started rapping. So when they heard that and they reacted, I could see immediately it was different. You know what I'm saying? Like, they reacted. I said something. I triggered something.
Yeah.
So that was what caused me to be like, okay, damn, I'm gonna really run with this. I like how people react when I say things.
Yeah. For sure. And then you started grinding. You sell your first mixtape in 1998, right? So, you know, that's kind of, I was checking it out. I was reading it.
Yeah.
You know, say the first hand-to-hand mixtape in 1998. So what made you say, you know what, I want to do this professionally? Like, we know, because, you know, getting a job, especially back then, music definitely wasn't paying what it is now, especially being an independent artist. Like, what made you just want to take it like fully on professionally?
It was so crazy. Free Scudder P. So Scudder P, my friend, he always kind of like looked back at it and said it was the craziest shit I ever did. So I had a job where I was making 40,000, 50,000, 60,000 a year, depending on what year it was. I was in like executive sales. I was working for a company called Static Control Components, which is like the biggest company in the world that deals with remanufacturing toner cartridges.
Gotcha.
And I was $1 million mover there. Like, they gave me a $20,000 account set, and I turned it into $1 million a month account set. So I had a job.
Yeah.
And I was doing good. And I was basically at a point where I had a studio, and I was recording music for myself and for my friends, and I was selling CDs hand to hand. And I really didn't feel no pressure. I didn't feel stupidest shit I ever did, man. I didn't feel no pressure. I was too comfortable. And I told Scudder P, and I said, I'm gonna go ahead and quit my job so that I am 100% reliant.
Oh yeah, that's
on the music industry. So So the first thing I did. So one of the things I tell artists now is like, bro, the first thing you got to do
get a
is
job.
Find a way to fund yourself. Get yourself a job. Because I learned that from hard experience, right? Because I did that. I quit my high profile, nice paying, comfy ass cush, living in a gated community, driving a Lincoln LS on rims, wearing a motherfucking flashy ass jewelry already. I quit that shit so that I would feel pressure and intensity to sell CDs. And then I started printing up CDs and going out every day and going to Walmart and the convenience stores with hand-printed CDs and pushing them. Hey, what's up, man? You listen to hip-hop? Yeah, I listen to hip-hop. All right, check this out. Here's this. And they look at me and it'd be so condescending. It'd be so hating. It'd be, you know what I mean? It'd be like, yo, what the fuck? So, like, I went to the mall one time. I wrote a verse about it. I said, I love to walk away from haters, leave them staring at my coogies. If they recognized who I was, they stop hating and salute me. So it was like I went to the mall and I'm sitting there because basically what happened is I'm trying to sell CDs and people are like, nah, I don't really fuck with it. So I'm like, all right, what can I do? So the first thing I did is I got up with DJ A Million and I got on Paul Wall's official CD. I'm track number 6 of I'm Throw. It's Paul Wall for 5 tracks and then it's me. I'm track number 6. I'm the first artist other than Paul Wall. So now I'm walking up to people and instead of saying, hey, if you like rap, my name's Nox. I'm a rapper. Check this out. What do you think? Let's put it in your CD player. Let's listen. Do you like it? Can I have $5? Like I'm a fucking beggar. I'm walking up to him and I'm going, hey, you know who Paul Wall is? Yeah, I know who Paul Wall is. Bet this is his CD.
I'm on it.
I'm track number 6.
They gonna buy it.
What you trying to do? You want to buy it? So it was easier. It was easier to make sales. And then I got contacted by Jamie Foxx's protege, right? His name is Mirage, the R&B beast, but I didn't know that. He didn't tell me none of this shit. I got contacted by a dope singer, right? Now, mind you, I'm broke as fuck. I'm living in a trailer with a friend. I ain't got shit going on. I'm working at Wendy's, mad as hell at life, begging motherfuckers to smoke weed with me. I'm like at the lowest point in my life. Mirage sends me this record, right? And he's like, yo, I heard you was hot. I heard you was popping on my face and all this shit. So go ahead and put a verse on this shit. The people around me that are with me, this dude Nevin and Nutso and my brother and Scudder and Lucchese, everybody is sitting here like, yo, this shit whack as fuck. It's commercial. It's R&B. It's lame as fuck. Don't waste your time. That was
the time. That was the time though back then. That's how the music. They wanted hard gangster rap at that time.
They wanted that hard.
Gangster rap. Yeah.
So look, so I said, okay, all right, that's cool. Here, let me go ahead and record this. I hear what y'all saying, but this man stopped me out and was like, here, I want you to put a verse on this. And this is new to me. I ain't never experienced that. So I'm going to the studio. You know what I'm saying? So I did my shit. I sent it back to him. And the next thing you know, he sent me back the credits. And the credits say that this song that I'm on is co-written by Jamie Foxx and produced by Raphael Sadiq.
Oh, wow.
And for Bridgetown Productions. And I'm over here like, bro, this shit unreal. Ain't nobody gonna believe me. So I immediately register my shit with BMI, register my shit with Roby, put my shit in allmusic.com, and contact Mirage and ask him to do a drop for me. And then mix the motherfucking drop into the song. You feel what I'm saying? To where he's like, yo, this Mirage, the R&B beast. What up, Nox? I see you. You know what I'm saying? Then don't hate me because I'm fly. So now I got a record that is co-written by Jamie Foxx.
There you go. So I want to ask this, right? Because I want to touch that. So now at this time, you get signed to Got Money Records, right? So, okay. So you get signed. Now I want to ask, because all this happened at the same time, right? So what made you start the same time frame? Got you. So the Next Level DJ Coalition started in 2008. So you never actually DJ'd yourself.
Never.
So what made you start a DJ coalition with all of this going on and you never DJ? What made that happen? Like, what possessed you to do that?
All right, so all this shit's going on, and again, my life is crazy. I'm going through fucking jail, going to dudes out, going to somebody else's house, homeless, sleeping in my car, whatever the fuck. But there's like this constant, okay, but you have to have forward momentum in the music industry. You have to do something. You have to. What it was is my dad, bro. My dad had a conversation with me, and it was really condescending, and it was really heartbreaking. But it gave me my blueprint. When I was a teenager, when I was a young guy, my dad was like, okay, you want to be a rapper, and guess what? Millions of people not only want to be rappers, they've been wanting to be rappers since the 80s. Since the 80s.
Since the 80s,
Before you were born,
there
have been people that have been in their bedroom wanting to be rappers. What makes you different? And when my dad told me that, I took it as the blueprint. So I'm looking around and I'm saying, okay, we all rap. Every one of us rap. What can I do different? I can go to a studio. Okay, now I'm looking around in the studio. We all in the studio. We all rap. What can I do different? I can reach out to a producer who has industry credits and is producing for Travis Scott, for Nicki Minaj, Travis Porter, my dude Rio, right? So that was the first major producer I got that was my friend that was giving me $5,000 beats that he really sold Mike Jones beats for 5 racks, turned around and gave me a whole pack.
That's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
based on the love, based on the relationship. So now I'm in the studio, I'm saying, okay, how do I compete with these other rappers? I got better beats than everybody. So, but now that means that now I got to compare to people with better beats, and I got to say what makes me different from these people. So I'm sitting here and I'm just constantly trying to, okay, now what can I do different? Well, now I'm on Paul Wall CD. Now I got a song co-written by Jamie Foxx. So now what can I do? Now I get my shit mastered, right? Because they don't have their shit mastered. So I'm doing all this and I'm looking at the industry. And I start with MySpace. I start reverse engineering and analyzing rappers' careers. I started with I think like Meek Mill, and I broke down Meek Mill when he first started popping, like in 2009. And I broke down his career to the magazines that he went to and the radio stations that he went to, and then I reached out to the same exact platforms.
Wow, okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because now I'm looking, and that was basically my whole MO throughout my career is, okay, I'm fixing to reverse engineer this artist, and I learned that at Static Control. For real, that's how I learned how to reverse engineer, because Static Control Components creates computer chips, and we take the motherfucking computer chips from our competition, we bring them in, we hire engineers to bust them down, reverse engineer them, come up with the exact components of how to make it. Then we recreated the day the motherfucking expiration expires on the copyright. You see what I'm saying? So I already know how to reverse engineer and how to analyze shit.
That's crazy.
So I took that into the music industry, and I'm looking at people's careers and I'm putting them into spreadsheets, to where I'm turning your career into a literal chessboard, and I'm taking down the moves and looking at him saying, okay, that's what he did, I'm going to do that. Okay, that's what he did, I'm going to do that. So then I got to 50 Cent, right? I got to 50 Cent, I start reverse engineering 50 Cent, and I'm looking, and so the first thing that he did is a mixtape run. That's the very first thing he did. He got
I was here for it. That's my guy. So I seen that from the beginning. That's my guy right there.
So that's the first thing, like the first major thing I did is, okay, I want to do a mixtape run. So I start reaching out to DJs. Yo, let me get on your mixtape. Boom, let me get on your mixtape. Bet, that's $100. That's $100. That's $200. That's $50. That's $100. So now I'm looking up. I'm on 10 mixtapes, and I probably spent $5,000 or some shit. Like, it's crazy, right? Like I'm on not 20 mixtapes.
Especially back then,
I probably spent about
especially back then.
So I'm on all these mixtapes, and I spent all this money, and I'm like, wait a minute, this shit ain't working. So that's when I said, what can I do to be able to get on mixtapes but not have to pay money? And then I came up with the concept of support the DJs. Just really go all out and support the DJs. So I made like templates to where I could create people flyers, and then, you know what I'm saying, and then I just started giving them to DJs, like, here's a flyer, and then I'd find somebody who had a radio station, I plug them in with the DJ. Now the DJ got a radio station, and then, you know what I'm saying, it's like, at that point in time, the DJ is like, yo, what can I do for you? And I'm just like, you play my music. It's like, it shocks them, right? Because DJ coalitions charge money. Like, it's a thing. It's a whole industry. Like, you have to pay to be in a DJ coalition to receive these benefits. So it's kind of like when they come up to me and they're like, yo, how much are dues? And I'm like, it's nothing. And they're like, huh?
Yeah. You just do it.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, they're like, well, what can I do for you? I'm just like, just play my record. That's it. That's it. That's it. You know
right. Yeah. And I was gonna ask you too. So like, what artists you would say? Okay, because you know a lot of the artists, they like to name drop. So a lot of people like name drops. So who are some of the artists? Because I know you've been working with Webby. I know I just seen a new artist, Jag, that you're working with. What are some of like art? Like, give me two artists that you work with. Two artists that you help break. Excuse me.
Oh, that I help break.
Yeah.
Okay. Trill Will Israel is the first artist that I broke. Right. There's a whole bunch of other shit's going on, right? But Trill Will You know what I'm saying? 100,000 to 1,000,000. No blue check to a blue check. You know what I'm saying? That's me.
On it.
So other than Trill Will, P Gutter was signed to Def Jam, and he was signed to Slip and Slide. He had a lot of complaints about the way that he was treated, and he's went on record several times and said that, you know, the best decision he ever made was signing to Real Life Music. You know, and
we get into that. We don't get into that. We won't get into that.
So I would say artists that I personally broke would be Trill Will and P Gutter would be.
Got you. And so let me ask you this question, because a lot of artists, I'm a DJ, so I know why it's important. But for artists, what is important? Why is it important to service your records with a DJ coalition, like the Fleet DJs, the Coalition DJs, the Next Level DJs? Why is it important for artists? You know, because they think, just going to streaming and things like that, and SoundCloud and all that foolishness. But why is it that so important to be part of, like, to have your record filtered through a DJ coalition? Why is that important?
Well, okay, so first you gotta start off with the fact that DJs are integral. When you're talking about DJs, you are talking about literally the hands of music. The people are touched by DJs. It's the DJs on radio stations, and it's the DJs in obvious places like mixtapes. It's also the DJs in the clubs. But then you don't think about where else DJs might be. It's the DJs at the magazines and the podcasts and the blogs and like all of it. Like the whole music industry from the bottom to the top is saturated with DJs and with respect for DJs. So it's like these local artists do not understand what the power of a DJ is. So like, for instance, I've had a local artist turn me down for a DigiWax call, like just not want to do it, when other people like Jim Jones or
have
like
to do a corrupt drama. They do Fleet DJ calls without blinking. Without blinking,
because understand that yes, there's 30 DJs on this call and it's worth my time. There's 30 people on this call, but those 30 people are the people that are connected to the streets in these different areas, and the artists poison themselves. They prevent themselves from growing because they don't have the ability to give anybody else recognition. All they see is themselves. They just see the entitlement. Oh, I'm the artist. I'm gonna be so big. You just have to play my music, and then I'm gonna be famous. And I'm
don't work like that. You got to make yourself famous. That's what I know. You want to drop so many gems, and it's like, you know, I tell people all the time, because you own not only just the Next Level DJ Coalition, but you also own Real Life Records. You actually give out advances. You really give out advances. You know what I'm saying? You're not just some, you know, and they get a big benefit from what you do. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I remember,
well, not advances. So we don't give out advances.
Yeah.
But we give out the entire process of breaking records. So instead of giving you $10,000,
break it down.
Like Drake just went on record. Now we know that Drake cost $30,000. That was it. I was fucking shocked, right? But when Drake just went on stage and said, "Lil Wayne, when you gave me and my mom this $30,000, it changed our life for 6 months." So that tells me that Drake cost $30,000 and that no money was generated for 6 months, and that they relied on that $30,000 for 6 months. I mean, this is reverse engineering. You see what I'm saying? Using logic and reason to be able to say, okay, this is the reality of the situation. Yeah. So let's take that number. Let's say 30,000, right? Instead of giving you $30,000. Now, if I give you $30,000 in a branding deal, it's then up to you to take that $30,000 and use the brand that I gave you and do something with it. I don't care.
Turn that 30 into 60. Turn that 30 into 60.
That's up to you, right?
Yep.
So, but if not, then you ass out, and your deal's gonna fall through. Yeah. Now, most artists don't know what to do with the 30,000. Nope. But if they're smart, they spend it on promotion and marketing, right? So they spend it on servicing records to DJs and on getting records on mixtapes and on podcasts and radio stations. That's their whole budget. Now that means that if you really vested in this shit, that now let's say that you a 25 to 35-year-old artist, you've been doing this for 5 to 10 years, you've spent $100,000, and now you are starting to see the light that there is no return, that these things do not add up. You're smart enough to be able to look back and say, I'm in the exact same situation as I was
when I saw
5 years ago.
5 years ago. Yep.
Exact same situation.
And I tell artists this all the time, like, your bottom line, like, excuse me, like you said with reverse engineering, your bottom line is your shows. And then even with, because I remember the other post that you posted, you were talking about artists not even registering on a Sound Exchange properly. And I'm like, do y'all even know what Sound Exchange is? Like, do you know the function of it? It's not just ASCAP. It's not just like, to me, I love DistroKid for what it provides, but DistroKid really messed the game up, because these artists don't even know what the MLC is. They don't know what Harry Fox is. They don't know what the Music Reports is. They don't even know, hell, you don't even have to sign up with them. You can get a Song Trust account or a TuneCore account. They don't even know the difference between a publishing administrator and none of that stuff. So I'm like, I think
but
that,
let me keep it real with you though. Let me keep it real with you. All right.
Let's get it.
They don't need to. You're talking about artists that go on YouTube, download the beats they have no right to, upload it to TuneCore, and post it on their Facebook every day.
Yep.
And that is their entire strategy.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be any money generated from publishing.
Yeah.
And there's not going to be any money generated from MLC or from Song Trust or anybody else, because there's no motion. Nobody knows what to do to break a record. So everybody just does the same thing. And it's like, how many songs can you record? This next one's going to be different. I just recorded and released 158 tracks, but this next one is going to be different. And then they drop it and it sits still and it doesn't do anything, and then they go right back to the studio. They want to be rappers so fucking bad. They just want to rap. They want to be rappers, and they feel entitled to the fame. What they don't want to do is understand that it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of thinking, a lot of thought, a lot of planning, a lot of scheming. Like, you're going to have a whole team. Like, it's not owed to you. And your music isn't good enough to get you in the door. I don't care how good your music is. So they don't have no clue.
Yeah, I know, brother. I know. And with that being said, man, Real Life Records, before we get out of here, we're going to do this definitely again. We're going to probably do this every month, because I want you to really like break it down, because they listen to me, but I'm not giving unsolicited advice in 2023. So, the new music that you have, the new song, I want to talk about your music career for a second. The single 90s is out. The album is coming out. How the album sounding?
Man, listen, this shit is crazy, bro. I really went into my living right now and just writing exactly what I'm living. Yeah. And then I started going to the best studios in the world. I got records that are patchwork. I got records.
Because you're based in Atlanta right now, right? You're in Atlanta right now, right?
Yeah, I moved to Atlanta.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like, really dedicated. Like, really, I'm right here. I'm in Atlanta. I got Jag in my crib. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Copy. And before we get out of here, man, we reaching the end of the mark, because I got the count. What I was gonna say, like I said, we're gonna do this again. My last question is, what advice do you have for anybody getting into I always ask this question. What advice do you have for anybody getting into the music business right now?
Man, the first thing I tell any of my artists is that you have to find a way outside of the music industry to be able to make money. And then you have to understand what you're doing is you're trying to buy your way into a position that other people own and don't want you to have. Once you understand that, then you can understand the game you're playing. Until you understand the game that you're playing, you are just having fun.
My guy, NoxBond, man, the legend himself. All right, so first thing first, we gonna ask this, right? Real Life Records, are you signing artists right now? What's up?
RealLifeMusicLLC.com. And yeah, absolutely. I personally don't sign artists because I have A&Rs, and then the A&Rs have people under them. So I mean, it's a whole I give people like record labels, and I create music executives out of people who work in cubicles. You know what I'm saying? I just pick people up and be like, hey, what's up? What you doing? You want a record label? And they be like, huh? And I'd be like, here you go. You signed to Universal. And they'll be like, what the hell? And then, you know what I'm saying? Half the time they'll just be like, oh shit, I don't know what to do with it.
Got you. And then how can my DJs link up with? Well, know what? I'm gonna go artist base. What? No, we're gonna do the DJs first. How can a DJ sign up for Next Level DJ Coalition?
NextLevelDJCoalition.com. And then there's a button on there that says DJ registration. And if you click on that, that'll give you the registration. Once you fill that out, you'll get a welcome email. When you get the welcome email, that's going to give you information on the sponsorship. So if you want to sign up for the sponsorship, then you just respond to the email and you let them know on that.
Got you. Now, how can artists send you music to be serviced with the Next Level DJ?
We are an exclusive unit. We are not like other DJ coalitions. We are not open to service music. Next Level DJ Coalition exists to serve Real Life Music LLC and the DJs of Next Level DJ Coalition.
There you have it.
That being said, you know what I mean? It's different. I'm telling you, it's different, right? Because
I know.
I don't give a fuck about your $250. I got money, right? So it's like I don't want no competition. Right. So I do big packages starting at $2,500. And I do stuff like creative director for your campaign. That starts at about $2,000 a month.
There you go.
To be able to get you into a position creatively and your brand into a position where you can be 100% organic without running any ads and without using any type of bots or any fake traffic, but you can actually activate the people that you know. So we teach you how to do that. We're like starting all the way at the top. We scrape everything and then we just show you, okay, moving forward, this is what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? So, and as an artist, I have 5 million streams. I got 1 million streams in 41 days on Spotify and pissed them off.
Light
you know
work.
What I'm saying?
Light
so
work.
I like my last video did 500,000 views just based on we just dropped it and like didn't even really run with it. We just like here we just gonna give y'all something. So reach out to me. I do record deals and I do promotion and marketing on a higher level. I don't deal with none of the little, oh, you give us money and we're gonna make you feel good about yourself and we're gonna put you on a radio station with no listeners. Like we don't do none of that. If we can't actually have an impact in your career, then we don't want your money. So get at me, NoxBond, NoxBond on Instagram, NoxBondmusic@gmail.com, and just let me know what it is that you're trying to do. If you're trying to sign a record deal, go to reallifemusicllc.com/distribution. And that's going to break down all the terms and let you know, like, I think we collect money from more companies. I'm pretty sure than anybody. Because of our distribution deals, we have over 70 companies that I've heard people be like, yo, there's 13 income streams and this and that.
Guys, way more than that. We do
licensing deals every month. People just hit me up and they're like, yo, we got a new bike company that's gonna have music on the bike company, so we need your music. And I just sign a contract and be like, boom, and I make a little announcement on Facebook,
and it goes crazy.
We have an actual deal with
functioning label. That's what I try to teach artists. I'm like, listen, even like with me in New York, like a lot of people think, it's just a 2-man team, but I'm like, listen, we've like every artist in New York, I've DJ'd for like some capacity. I've probably broken them somehow, some way, like literally every artist in the city of New York. So I'm salute to you, what I'm saying? Real Life Records LLC, what I'm saying? Like just the mindset of it is just, like basically you get it, what I'm saying? You get it. Because in New York it's tough, but it's the same thing. You're functioning record label, what I'm saying? That's the thing, like you do big business. Oh yeah,
we got big deals business, with Meta, we got deals with Instagram, we got deals with TikTok. I mean, I have an actual record deal with TikTok, Sound On Global. You know what I'm saying? And then I got a record deal with Universal through 50/50 Zarafat. And then I got a record deal through TSO Music Group. Shout out Pesh, live mixtapes. You know what I mean? So yeah, we do. We have over 70 branding deals. You know, we work with Heavy Hitters Music Group. We really we're what's called an artist development company. And
yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure we're almost one of the last ones. The other ones,
they need money. They need it.
You know what I'm saying? It's a whole, you pay our rent and pay our Maserati payments and shit, and then we just post
you on Instagram. Yeah, you know how I go. You know the deal. We out of here, man. My guy NoxBond, the new single, NoxBond, the new single out now, 90 on our streaming platform. The album is coming soon, man. It's DJ Chase, the Next Level DJ Coalition, 105.7 The Phase in Atlanta, the Pregame Party Miss podcast on my station, WDJC DB DJ Chase Radio. You know what it is, man. We locked in. That's the Pregame Party Miss podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, real life.